Getting in. Welcome to Code Hangout number 96. Today we will be extending Simon. And what that means, you'll find out in a second. As soon as I verify today we will be that I can hear myself. Find out. Off. All right. As usual, let me know if you have any issues with the audio and or video or anything else. And well, we got started. Recently I was doing some audio experimentation and I found that my audio quality was actually pretty lousy. So I'm gonna try to stay closer to the microphone. I don't know if that's specifically the issue, but maybe that's part of it. All right, so today we're going to work on building a browser extension. I've done a couple in the past, but it's been a while. And now that I think about it, maybe I can do a Temper Monkey script instead. But basically the idea is Simon is using an old version of a basic editor created by Sam Kappelman Lines. And he generally enters puzzles that he's received for his videos. And he doesn't generally add certain kinds of metadata like such as solutions and so on. But he does want the freedom of editing the solutions text a little bit and maybe visually changing them a little bit and so on. So what I was thinking of doing is create a little browser extension so that he can just paste a given fpuzzles URL into it, and it'll just import it into either fpuzzles or CDC, hopefully, and PenPy import, and then basically pre-fill the editor with that information. And the editor does not allow editing of existing puzzles, so he can only save puzzles once. So I cannot just stuff them into the database. I need to fill them in the UI so him or Mark can edit it afterwards, and then after that they can save it that one time that they get. Hi Tristan, thanks for letting me know. I'll be slurping some coffee as well to stay warm. So this is my local kind of, I'm proxying it to the server. Sam has asked not to reveal the URL, so it's not a public tool that's available. And it's a very, very simple tool, very primitive tool. But I want to see how I can get existing data and stuff it in there. And I might, it's built with React and it's got all sorts of things and so on. So it might not be super easy to access internals. So I don't know if there's a grid object, for example, right? So I might actually have to manipulate the UI to insert data, and that's kind of going to be probably the bulk of the work. But let's have a quick look at how it is out. We're already there. How it is handled. So maybe we can kind of figure out exactly what it does. And let's see. Public. Manifest public. Yeah, because it's also a don't actually know where the build goes because it's a React application, so it's it's probably webpacked and whatnot, so it's kind of gonna be a bit of a pain in the ass to figure out which code corresponds to what in the actual running application. For example, I don't know where it builds the final thing. So this is all running through React scripts, which I'm not even familiar with. And this is obviously the unminified React code. Public. Storybook. So obviously there's some... here we go. Maybe static. No, that's just resources. It's Firebase config stuff. Components. So let's see. React script, it might not actually build it anywhere in particular. So let's have a quick look at what React scripts actually does. I'm not familiar with this tool. Includes React scripts configuration used for create React app. All right, that's not super useful. It's not SudokuPad sandbox, it's Sudoku sandbox. If I run build, I don't actually know that'll work. Green from React scripts build. Any run build? React scripts build location. I don't know if there's a standard folder where it'll put it. Ugh, optimized production build. Not really what I want. Build. Just build, move, build, web app. Web app is your destination folder. I don't know where it puts it. React scripts build, debug. Can I do a unoptimized React scripts build? So, you know, the optimized build is probably gonna take longer. Currently, no. React scripts build is optimized for output and optimized production static files, which means undefined, dedupe, etc. Also, I'm curious, build setup. Should React scripts build run locally? Yes, sir. Excuse me, which is 7 reverse. Let's close it favor for that. All right. Yep. Hey, Mark. Hey, Alithana. The stories. Not sure what the storybook is. I'm actually not familiar with storybook. I'm guessing it's a front-end tool, huh? Okay. So I guess I'll run this as well. Yeah, the problem is this is all minified stuff, so it's actually not going to be very helpful. I just need to map things. And being React, go back to the other file. It included the store.js file. The other file. Oop, nope, that's not what we want to look at. I thought I saw a storybook, but no, this was store.js files. Well, to be honest, actually that's not super important. The problem with React is it's actually pretty good about not polluting the public namespace. The other file. What other file? There are a lot of files. I don't think you actually, yeah, I'm looking at the file listing. So I don't actually know which file we want to look at. Oh, are you Sam, Alithana? I didn't know other people were familiar with this project. So there's now a storybook static folder. Okay. Ooh. My gosh, what is all of this? Yeah, the problem is this is all minified. I wish I could do a debug build. Like the way we interact with penpa and fpas and so on is via basically global namespace pollution, right? And I'm presuming this app is a little bit better about that. So I'm guessing there aren't things in the global namespace. The one that had static in it. I mean, I have the storybook static folder, if that's what you mean. I've got these guys. But these aren't actually going to be very useful to me for actually understanding what the code does. I'm better off looking at the unminified code, I believe. The question is there a way into the, like, if there's anything that's public, i.e. that's in the global namespace that I can use to hook into things. Don't I have a React? There used to be a React DevTools plugin. Tools React. So I might be able to find a way to hook into it there. I do have it. It might not be enabled. Let me just check that. Because I have so many, I'm trying to always reduce how many of them I have running. React. DevTools. Did I remove it maybe? Ah, yeah. Strange that it wasn't on the list. So if I refresh this now, does this show up as another tab? The open source React JavaScript. Now this is actually not, it probably only works one from a bit ago, the HTML file. I'm looking at the wrong editor. I'm guessing maybe the public file, this one. Go to the other, it included the storage.js file. Are we talking about this thing here? I mean, this seems to be just sort of a redirect type thing. HTML file. There's also this one. There was a second one. Well, I've opened a whole bunch. Got this one. I got this one. I got Storybook itself doesn't seem to. Ah, no. This is the Storybook one. What about this? There is a global React hook. Oh, there were more that I didn't notice. Secret emotion. What is that? Now I'm just curious. Discord. Okay, why did this come about? Anyway, there are some things. Most of these are just Chrome things. And usually what I do is then I just diff it with a list from a different tab to see which of these are added just for this application. IndexedDB, no, that's standard stuff. So this is definitely something from React. Before match, get screen details. Get. That sounds odd. Manage windows on all your displays. No. Okay. That's an API then, I'm guessing. Stories.js. After I built the stories? No. There's a whole bunch of minified things. All right, I'm not gonna spend too much time on that. So I'm just gonna work from the UI perspective, because that I'll know will work no matter what. So basically I need to kind of pop into these menus, figure out a streamlined way of opening them, and just fill things in from the UI as if the user's putting them in. All I have is like a gajillion mangled JS names like these. So they're all React syntax highlighted languages highlight, and then a whole bunch of YAML, XQuery, I don't know. Runtime main probably, but these are all bundle files, so that's not going to help me. And to be honest, even I still think it's just locked down. So even knowing where it is, it won't actually help me unless I modify it. And I don't have. I mean, the idea is that with an extension, with a browser extension, I could actually inject JavaScript into the page, and then kind of access stuff from there potentially. But I think if I just manipulate the UI, then I don't have to worry about that. So let's have a quick look. We can probably, I don't know if I have to change these sections. Probably yes, because of the way React works, right? The annoying thing will be to figure out how to change this, that React actually lets me and updates accordingly, because this is not even a standard select thing. So let's see. I probably need to kind of emulate a click on that. Ah, if it's keyboard enabled, that would be good. So if I can focus, it literally wants me to focus on this SVG, not on this. Oh man, I hate this messy naming stuff. So we have an SVG, focusable false. All right, let's have a look. How many SVGs are on the page? Yeah, there aren't any of those files. They're all just bundle.js files. This is quite a few years old, so I'm not sure. Yeah, the thing is, it doesn't help me, right? Because I need to manipulate it at runtime, right? I'm not changing the code. All right, SVG, let's see. So there's only one SVG, so if I take that parent element, right? So if I go parent element dot focus, no, doesn't like that. Dot click, no. What if I just click on that? Dot focus. It's not a function. And sorry, if I'm at the bottom edge of the screen, I'm gonna try to, I might actually pull this out. Yeah, let me get this out. Where'd it go? So we're here now. So we have a little bit more space. All right, so parent element. Okay, so that gets us this. And if we go up again, it gets us this. And we basically want to get to one where there is a focus handler attached. What if we go higher up? How about this? Edit panel select. So we go another parent up. Or actually, let's just go for edit panel select. Right, focus. Can I focus on that? Click. Nope. We might have to manipulate to send a key event to it. Or I might just not be, oh, and this might be off the bottom of the screen, sorry about that. I might have to delay it because I might have to click on the window until we can. All right, this is going to be a little bit annoying because I'm going to move this here, I think. No, I'm going to put this here, and I'm going to bring this down. I'm going to get rid of that. And I'm going to get rid of that. And we're going to do a quick function with a delay in it. And you know what? I'm just going to put this back to the side because otherwise I don't know what's going on. So we're going to do a quick function. Right. And then we're going to do something like set timeout. And I will just do it after a couple of seconds. Let's say 3 seconds. And we'll do lm.focus and lm.click. Just like that. And it doesn't like this because we're missing that. So this should in 3 seconds do something. So I'm going to click here. So the window is focused now. 1, 2, 3, and nada. All right. Let's make sure this actually happened. And if this doesn't, well, if this doesn't work, we'll try a different one. All right, so that doesn't work. What I don't know exactly is if I click on this, what exactly am I clicking on? What if I remove this and then click? Oh. And just click on that. All right, so that doesn't do anything. All right, so I have to click, I can't click that. I can click this. If I do this here. So if I remove that, that doesn't work. All right. Actually, what we can do is dot children 0. And maybe it'll work if I, even without focusing on the window. Oh. No, so that's this one. Let me just refresh that to get rid of that. So that doesn't work. Well, I'm guessing if I remove that, it'll still work, yeah. If I remove that, will it still work? Yeah. If I remove that, it doesn't work. Okay, so it needs this thing. So we'll want to go 1, 2 children further in, I guess. Let's try 1 child in. Okay, let's try another child deeper. So it's this one. It doesn't work without that one. Ooh, what happened now? I mean, it could also be... What am I don't even know what component I'm typing in right now. Which is a little annoying. Can these stay open? Man, that's one thing I really don't like about React. It's just fiddling with the DOM all the bloody time. Ah, there's an input. All right. So what about input? What if I do this? Nope. What else can we do? The problem with React is you don't know how it hooks things up. It could... Maybe React does global event handlers even? I'm not even sure. No, I don't. Does React... Okay, can I trigger React event handlers? It could be that all the React stuff is global. Let's see if we can just figure out if there are events on these. Handlers on these. I don't like these, the DevTools interface here, because there's elements on everything, you know? And it's very hard to figure out which ones of these are part of the application, which ones aren't. Like this one, is this part of the application? Who knows? You know what? If I run the local version, maybe I can get... maybe I can get something reasonable in the logs. I mean, I didn't really want to run my own version of this, so that's kind of not the point. Oh, it's gonna take a while, isn't it? What about... The problem is with React elements is that they're not necessarily regular event handlers. They could just have global event handlers on window. Oh, I see. This is what you meant about Storybook, I guess, huh? I'm not sure if that's actually going to help us, to be honest. That's just for the UI builder. Yeah, that's not actually going to be helpful. So it doesn't tell me where the actions are reacting to and whatnot. No, this is not what we want. We want just npm run test, I guess. In the meantime, let me think. If I get focus on the input, so if I do this, right, this is the input element, right? Dot focus JavaScript send key events. If I just then click on it, I think if I have to actually type into it and then simulate enter. Simulate send key events in React. Simulate key events. This is the sort of thing that an AI would actually be more helpful. Google is almost useless for these kind of questions. That's the thing. I don't have access to these references or anything. So let's see. This I don't think actually does the thing, right? Like this doesn't actually trigger the event. Like if I put that in there, nothing will happen, right? Yeah. I need to actually dispatch the event. So the question is, does React... Yeah, because the React breaks the DOM in many different ways, which is one of the reasons it's actually not very good. Event key press, event, put event key enter. Yeah, this talks about the, yeah, but it doesn't talk about how it actually gets dispatched. All right, let's see if this is started up by now. No, I don't actually, no, I just, Jesus Christ, I don't want to run a test suite. I just want to run it so I can debug it. So it's just npm run start. Is that actually going to let me debug it? These are the reasons why I stopped using React and Webpack a long time ago. Because you waste so much time that I could have spent writing code and making the thing that I need, instead of trying to figure out how to let me do it. All right. 3000. Let's try it. So now maybe the events handlers and stuff make more sense. Event listeners. Boom. Is it on here maybe? But I tried that already. Simulate mouse down event. Let me try that. Switch out the AC. I'm getting warm here. So that's similar to the key press. I thought it was just executing click, but that's not necessarily how it works. Let's try that. Hey. I've done these things before, but React makes them particularly annoying and difficult to do. So target nose for each event type triggered, mouse down, mouse up, click. So this is just shotguns the whole thing, huh? Just do that. Coding styles are important. Why would you do different quotations within the same thing? All right. So if I do this on this, let's do the focus first. We'll try it on the, let's do this thing here. Right. All right, that doesn't do bugger all. If we go here, all right, and then this one, if we go to the edit panel above, like this. Nope. What if we just click everything? How many diffs are there? I'm getting desperate. $337, huh? I guess we could just do them all. Let's see what happens. Oh, all right, so something clicked, right? So the play thing clicked. All right, that's a start. So maybe if we select everything within a reasonable region, so for example, if we do this, right? Nope. Oh. Oh, because it's a class selector, right? Just want to check how many there are of these. So there's only 30. I could even do these with a short delay. Ah, okay, so it does work. It does work. All right. Does it work in the first half or in the second half? All right, let's do the first 10 out of these 30. Nope. Let's do 10 to 20. That worked. Let's do 10 to 15. Okay, that'll work. Do 10 to 12. I just want to know kind of roughly where in the stack of elements there. I will have to look in the future. Oh, okay. 10 to 10. Nope. 11 to 11. Nope. All right, 10 to 11, I guess. Okay, that works. So indicator container is the thing we're pressing. Where the hell is that relative to the other stuff? It's not that one. Indicator separator. It's this one, the indicator container. Okay, so pressing this indicator container does the trick. All right. Except that's not the right count there, is it? It's this one. Okay. Now, one of the problems is, of course, these are randomized class names. So thank you, React. It makes it even harder to debug. But it lets us open it. And then once it's open, we can probably do something else, right? So what we're going to do is we're going to do something that filters out these random CSS classes. So I don't know if I can check if a class ends in a particular string. But maybe I can use the asterisk. So I could do something like class equals CSS dash asterisk dash indicator container. Something like this. Do I need the double quotes? Don't think so. All right, no, I think ends in with the $sign should do the trick, right? Something like that. With 3 S's, that's not gonna work. All right, okay. And if I do this and click it, if I grab this one and click it, so that doesn't work. That's interesting. So if I get rid of all of this and just simulate mouse click on this one guy. Right? Then we'll build up a little library to kind of automate some of these things. So that works. Okay, so that click doesn't work, this thing works. Okay, great, 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 great. That's a good start. So once we've clicked that, let's get rid of that. Now we have this thing open and we can Nope, this one. Then we can probably click on one of these guys, right? One would think. So for example, let's try this one afterwards, right? So we'll do this one and then we'll do this one. And let's just do this. And we'll do a little async helper. We'll make this whole thing async, make our lives a little easier. And then here we'll do something like wait equals new promise promise resolve set timeout resolve ms. I think we can do this, right? Then we can do wait 1 second. And then we can do this guy, and that's a ID even. All right. All right. Can we do this? Yes, we can. Yes, we can. Okay. So now basically I'm gonna just optimize these a little bit. Like event type. So we do this. We'll shorten this a little. Do this trig. this. Create this, click event, init events, event type. Target, I'm just going to call it target. Type. EVT. Boom. Okay. And then const do click. Do something like that. These we're just gonna do like this. Like that. Right, and then now we can just do click here, do click there. And then this is just gonna be selector. And this is just going to be let selector. And we don't really need to pass that in here. All right. Can just do this. And then we can just pass the string straight into doClick here and here. And let's say we go back to general, and then we'll do this bit of code. And I'm guessing the element didn't show up as expected. Okay. So the first one happened. Then we tried clicking on it. And that didn't happen. And I wonder why. How did I break it? So the first one happens. Indicator container. All right, let's undo what we had worked. Unless it doesn't work anymore now. So that's basically what I want to check. I just relabeled some stuff as far as I know. So if I do this now, that works. God damn it. All right, if I just rename this and I do selector, and then I'll do let target node equals document dot query selector. And then we'll just get rid of this. Right? That should still work. Yep, that still opens. Okay. I'll just rename that to trigger. Rename this to element. Type. Shorten this. Click event. Just rename that to EVT. Check that I haven't screwed up yet. Yeah, that still works. All right. I wonder if it doesn't work as a arrow function. I do this. Nope, that still works. Maybe this doesn't work as an arrow function. Nope, that also works. If I don't pass element in here and just grab it from the environment, that should also work. Don't see why that wouldn't work. Yep. I don't really know what I screwed up then. Oops. Maybe I didn't split by the comma correctly. Oh, whatever. Anyway. So those are a little bit more compact, a little bit simpler. We probably can just get rid of that now. All right, make sure that still works. Yep. All right. So basically now I can just map these sections. I think they're in here. Yeah. So I can't even, like you see, I can't even click on that without it closing it. So I actually have to run this just to even look at what's in the menu, which is, man, React tries to be clever, but does get in the way sometimes. All right. So here we have the sections, right? So we can do now a mapping of the sections. So we have general, and that goes to React selection, yada, yada, yada. So we'll just put the ID in here. So that's option 0, right? So we have general, regions, cages, lines, arrows, underlays, overlays, safe load. General, region. You know what? I could actually just do a search for these. Nah. Regions, cages, lines, arrows, underlays, save, load. All right, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. No, we're missing one. General, regions, cages, lines, arrows. All right, 4, 5, 6, 7, right. And let me just make sure this loops when we get to it. Make sure all the chats are up and running. All right. So now we can do something like, and I should make all of these async as well for future purposes, right? Oop. So now we should do a function like const go section, and it'll be just like it'll do a do click on that. It'll do a wait, probably whatever short thing I can get away with, something like that. And then we'll do a do click, and we'll do sections, section, like that. Right. And it's going to go in here. We probably want to await all of these as well. Not right now, but in the future. And then we'll do await, go section, section. I screwed something else up. We had arrows, underlays, underlays, and then overlays. So let's say we do cages. Then we'll do, we'll wait 1 second. Then we'll go section lines. We'll wait 1 second, and then we'll go section general. Just to test that this works. And that we can now go wherever we want to go. So, boom. Yeah. It needs to be close. That's also something I need to kind of check. Cages, lines, general. All right. Good. And we can probably shorten these down the line. All right. So let's have a look at certain basics of how to enter something. Certain things will be a bit tricky, like cell size and stuff like that. I don't know if I want to go to supporting other sizes. There's only so much it can do, really. Although, it does kind of map to the data inside a CTC file, right? So let's look at our test CTC data, the small 3x3, right? So we have tiny test puzzle, right? So we have something like that. So this is fpuzzle's data, which I'm going to first convert to CTC data. So we have load fpuzzle dot parse dot parse f nope load fpuzzle dot parse fpuzzle, and without the fpuzzle, I think. Yeah, and that should give us CTC data. Okay, and then we're just gonna we're gonna properly encode that, right? So let's we don't need this anymore. So to encode this as a CTC, we need to I think we just need to JSONify it. Stringify it. Then we'll need to zip it. Although I think that might be optional. And then we'll need to compress it. The syntax for which being compress puzzle. Like that. So that should get us CTC data. Right. And now if we open this up, we should get the same puzzle. Nope. No. What am I doing wrong here? Mark. I forget. What's the proper... Just get rid of some of these puzzle windows that are overlapping everything. The proper CTC encoding. Let me look at what we did the other day in the link server. So CTC encoding is... Actually, is what's coming out of their CTC data? I think it is, right? Encode CTC puzzle, which is... Why am I using LZip here? I should be using compress puzzle. That's wrong. I thought I fixed that the other day. So we have zip, stringify zip, and then encode URI component. Maybe that's what's missing? So we'll need this and add CTC at the front. Although, no, that doesn't look right. Puzzle zip. Compress. So on the reverse, it just should uncompress and unzip. What am I getting wrong here? 524 5204. So we're decompressing uncompressed puzzle data. Right. And unzip. We'll do that. And now uncompressed puzzle data is this. Wait, that doesn't make sense. Wait a second. Uncompressed, decompressed puzzle data. So, Jesus Christ, I just need to reverse what I just did here. I compress. So I parse, I stringify. Oh, don't stringify here. I stringify there. I forgot about that. Nope. No. I stringify first. The zipper starts from a JSON string, right? I think that's what I normalized it on. So we unzip here, unzip quotes. Yeah, because it needs to operate on the string first. And the zipper zip puzzle, if it's not a string, it first turns it into a string and then parse it. Okay, that's a little bit redundant, but anyway. So it should work either way, actually. Okay, let's get rid of that for a sec. Canary property undefined reading char set at char code at. I'm feeling a little squished up here. So the parsing works. That should give us a raw CTC puzzle format. Right. Then it should be able to zip it. Undefined reading char code at. Oh, puzzle. Oh my god, I'm using the wrong. Man, I doubled up on the naming of zip and unzip, and it's been haunting me ever since. And it's cost me so much time. So many times I'm making the same mistake now. And it was a really bad API choice. Here we go. All right, geez. All right, so we've got our CTC data here now. Okay. So the idea now is obviously we need to pull in all the files. We need to actually do the decompression and all that stuff. So it's going to be a bit tricky. Unless I can do it through the API. I'm not sure though. But no biggie, no biggie. So let's work based on the JSON data, because I'm just pasting this piece of code, but once we have a full TemperMonkey script, we can have more library code in there. So we're just actually going to take this and just stringify that. And then we're just going to include that with our little pasted piece of code. So that's our puzzle. So that's our little test here. Let pus equals duration not parse, boom, this. So this should now be JSON data. Boom. Puzzle, right. And then we basically just need to go through each of these keys, and then they more or less fit into that, right? So let's go back here, get rid of these. So we'll do const process cages pus. All right, so pus.cages. So we'll do a, we'll go to the section. We'll do await go section cages. Dot for each cage. I'll do something with this cage once we get there. I'll do process cages. Like that. So refresh. Let me just maximize this even for the stream. Oop. Dispatch event. Can I read properties? No. Dispatch event. Huh? React select option 2. React select option. React select. Oh, geez. React select 2 option 2. My God. React naming schemes. It's like they're taking everything that was accomplished with HTML and CSS and then just rip it out and undo it all. And then we're just, now they're doing non-CSS like Tailwind, which is really just, you can do that without CSS, just don't use CSS if you don't want CSS. All right. Can read properties of undefined reading cages. Yeah, we didn't pass in the puzzle apparently. Clear, enter, boom. All right, so these are our cages. So we could just throw these in just like that. And to do that, we need to do some more clickety-click, right? Clickety-clack. So the question is list buttons plus. Okay. So we're gonna have to test this now. So after we did go section, we'll see if we can find this button. So we have document dot. Can you see this at the bottom of the screen? Is this on stream? Yes. I'll make it a little bigger. It makes it a bit harder for me to squeeze it in, but better to see. Query split or. So what did we what were we just looking at? List buttons. So if I say dot list buttons all list, oh, double underscore, yeah, that's super fancy. So there's just the one. Okay. So we can do dot children. I don't think we can select by any other properties here. No, we'll just do this. So that should get us dot children. Oh. Oh, I can just do this. Right? And I think it also wants a double underscore because single underscores are so yesterday, right? And then that should be that one. Okay, so we should be able to just say do click. The trick here will be to create a selector that we can use with our existing thing. So can we do something like first child, and if I do second, nope, 2nd, last, yes, okay. So we can do await, do click, and we'll do an await, wait 200 between each of these. And we want to add a thingamajig, right? So we should have to just press this. I guess once for each cage, frankly. All right, let's see what that looks like. We got our cage, right? Now, how do we manipulate this cage? All right, so this would be the selected cage. So we can just edit it down here, I'm guessing. So I'm guessing we could literally just find this value input box. Again, this is kind of a weird type thing. It's not a specific, like it's not actually labeled, right? No ID or anything like that. Oh my gosh. So that's a class. Let's see how many of these things are on the page at this point. There's 3. Okay, that's not too bad. Which 3 are they? This one, and this one. Okay. So the other 2 also have a value of 0. I guess we could just say, hey, we know the first one is the one that says value, right? The other option is to find like the label and then get the next one. But then doing that in a single selector is going to be very hard, I think. Also, they obviously don't use labels because it's React. Why would you use a label for a label? God, I hate these new things that undo all the last 15 years of hard work we did to build these systems. Ugh. All right, so that creates a cage. And then, and I think, can't I just put these into the environment? If I just do this, right? So then I don't have to redo the whole thing. So I should be able to just do something like do click text input. If I do this, I should just click that select thing. That's not really helpful though, is it? Oh yeah, it triggers 4 times, right? Yeah, we don't need that anymore. So after, because the problem is, if I magic some value into there, React might not care at all, right? So if I do something like this and then just manipulate the value directly, dot value equals hello world. Like, you see, it doesn't update anything up here. While if I type here, it does. So does that mean I have to dispatch keyboard events now? Which would be super annoying. Simulate keyboard events. New keyboard event, press event, active element dispatch, key press input. Key press before input send keys select. So it's similar to kind of this. All right, so we'll have to create a keyboard event. Let's do a little function here so we don't pollute the namespace further. So create, now this was going to be a create mouse events. So this is document new window keyboard event. All right. Something like this. Key press. And then dot dispatch event vt. But we want to actually set some properties on these events. Key press event. Oh, wait, what? Do custom event. No keyword event. Wait a second, what does it do with the custom event up here? Custom event, init press event. 1 second, I'm kind of confused by this code here. Password with this code, test on Chrome 100% work. Dispatch on the DOM, input key press, change key up, blur. Oh my god, it's such a pain in the butt. So, do something like this. Key press. Key. Now, I don't know if I can just put in a letter like that, or if I have to put, you know, special key code stuff. You see, this should still get us that, yeah. All right, so key press, no good. Ay, ay, ay. 1 second. Key. This one wants to type. This guy wants to type in a whole password. So char code at key. Key char at key code is key. Key code. So key would be this, and then key code would be. But I don't think we need both. So it could just be that it's not the key press event, right? So it could be maybe input. We might just have to figure out which event React decided to care about. Nope. I don't know if we have to focus it first as well. I'm still getting the right thing here, right? If I click on this and type. I'm just worried that it's actually listening for the key event here, for example, and it just happens to manipulate this programmatically. Whoops. So it could literally be also looking for this text input thing and potentially capturing the key event there. So let's try that then. So we do this, and we'll change this to just text-input. Right? Nope. Is it key press or key down? I forget. We'll probably just have to hit all of the events on a bunch of different things. Maybe I'll do what I did earlier, right? Where I just hit everything. So what if we just do everything in here? Like, this is a class, right? So we'll do everything in here. How many are these? 33. No biggie, right? And then if any of them do something useful, bada bing, bada boom, there you go. Bob's your uncle, right? I don't know if we have to run init event like we did with this. I don't know, actually. Did he do that here? Keyboard event, input, key press. Dispatch. So he dispatches these separately. Press event. So these are the properties it passes in. I don't know if it needs all of these. ct.length. Okay, so this is going for each character. All right, let's actually do this here. So I'll just call this options, right? Custom event. This works, it works, right? Key press. Now it's doing this once for each thingamajig. So let char equals W. I'll just do this. My God, do we not need all these spaces everywhere? Get rid of all these. 0. And I'm hoping we can replace all of this with a object assign in the end, because this is making me sad. Oop. So we've mastered mouse clicking. If we master key pressing, then we kind of can do whatever we want, right? World's our oyster. So now we can pass in, and he's using this object as the options to the keyboard event, right? So that's what goes in here. And then it just dispatches the event onto the object, right? And it's here doing both a key press and an input. Let's try the key press first. I think this should do the trick. And that should do it for all of the, well, for all the children on that sidebar. Reference CT is not defined. Ugh, one snuck through. Where did I leave CT in here? Yeah, it's a bit annoying that he uses key to mean not key, and then the other thing is his key. Ugh, okay, so that doesn't work. What if I do like he did, 2 events, key press and input? And he's got to do a set timeout. All right, so we got to focus it first. So can I... All right, let equal... no, for each element, I can actually do it something like this. Async. So we'll do this. We'll dispatch it. We'll focus it first. So we'll do lm.focus. Await, wait, whatever, 100. Dispatch. And then dispatch again with input. And we'll just bring in these handlers, because I think I reloaded the page, so they're not there anymore. Don't need that. And don't know what those are for. Event has already been declared. Well, let's not redeclare it then. All right. Output the options. And then output the element. So he did a focus, right? He did a focus on the element. Then he did a set timeout. So the await should do the trick. And we can probably do this, even shorter. And then he did a key press and an input. And just to make sure, key is key code. And key is char at. And CT is, in this case, I don't know. What about if we do this and we'll do the char at 0, char code at 0, and then key. All right. Output elements. Don't output options. And then we'll do dispatch. Oh, active element. Okay. But now we want to do these one at a time. So we got to load these into an array so we can for each through them and then do the async await dance. So that should let us loop through them, and then we can pause on each one. Right? So we focus, we wait, we kick, we wait, we click again, and we wait again. And these waits can probably be fairly short. And then this should do some stuff. Chart is not defined. We are. Come on. All right. So that didn't work. So we send 2 key press events to each element. Actually, we want to look at active elements instead. That might be more telling. Why did the active element here not move on? Okay, it could be that these were things that aren't able to be focused, which would be interesting. So we have an element here. We'll focus on it. We'll wait 50 milliseconds, and then we'll see if the active element has changed. Largely it has not. So this one we called focus on, and we were still on this one. So focus here is not doing the trick. For those who recreate events reliable in order to change text in input area, move cursor to the page. For each character, key down, dispatched on the DOM before input, dispatched on the target, the text area input, key press, dispatched on the DOM at the target with its text area input on the DOM target before input, input change, key up. Then option for most blur. All right, so we do a key down before input, target, the DOM. So that's at the actual document. All right. That's another way of doing it. So for example, we'll do something like that. So target here would be LM, keyboard event, and then this would be object.assign ops. So that would be our key down. This goes at document. Key down. Key press without a target. Huh, okay. All right, let's rename this to target. So we'll do target focus. Dispatch event. So this one's a focus event. Okay. Also to the DOM. That's interesting. All right, let's do that as well then. Let DOM equals document. So we'll do DOM.dispatch event. I don't think we need to put this in a variable at all. We can do this. We don't need to label this separately. We're just firing a focus event here at the DOM as requested. Then we'll fire a key down at the DOM as well. with a target like that. Then we'll dispatch to the target before input. Then we'll do a key press event at the DOM. And I think we can just use opts here. Although, you know, maybe the limited version here is enough. Then we'll do an input event. Okay, not sure what that is for. At the target, it says select key up event at the DOM. Okay. Let's make sure we know what the key is. And then blur. We can probably skip that. Let's risk it. And we don't even, he's not waiting between the events, so well, let's see if that works. I mean, it's ambitious to send all those events, but, you know, see what happens. Nope, doesn't like it. I forgot something. I'm missing something. That closes the for loop. There's some basic syntax error. It won't even let me send this off. Close, 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 close. Focus at target. DOM dispatch event. That seems right. That seems right. That's probably supposed to be DOM. Was that it? Okay. Now, I don't know if I'm sending the right thing here. Should key be the key code? Dispatch key. What if we just set key equals W? Something like that. I mean, I'm sending all the events now, so if React doesn't like that, it's gonna be a bit tricky. All right, simulate keyboard event in React. Oh, does it have to be something like this, key W or whatever? Is that, do I need to get the labels? God damn, that would be annoying. JavaScript key label. Oh, I don't even know what to call these. Key event label. Press event. Key press. Deprecated. Key press is not a thing anymore, huh? For input, key down. For input, key press. Should I really do key down? I think I'm just going to pass these in. I think the other stuff probably won't work. I'm actually now doubting myself what the key event returns. Let me see. Key. Is that some sort of key code? Key press. Event.code. So code is like this. Event dot key code. So key code is the numeric code. So key is potentially the full word. That's annoying. Key. I think if it's like a letter, it would just be like a W or whatever, I think. I'm not sure. Let's have a quick look what key here is. It'll be W key code. Key W. Yeah, we're not setting code here. All right, so that's not it. Key down isn't doing it either. It's not a trivial. It should be. It should be the easiest thing in the world, you know. But React has really, in my mind, really screwed the pooch there. Yeah, so that's not useful. We need something specifically for... Why is this highlighted like this? This is not readable. That's the thing, like, I want to simulate the thing. I don't want to do it within... I want to trigger it from outside the app. Keyboard event, key press, key enter. This sentence is all over the place. This feels very cut and pasted all over the place, which means it's useless at one place, it's useless everywhere. This is the same thing again, isn't it? Dispatch event, document keyboard event, key down. Event focus target. Proper way, keyboard event down. So we're dispatching key down at the DOM. Yeah, now I'm thinking about it. I generally listen to the key events on the DOM as well. Because I'm realizing when I'm clicking and pasting things down here, I'm not focused up here. So then key events might not even work at all. So we're gonna have to try something with a set timeout, right? So document dot dispatch event, new keyboard event, key down, key W, after 3 seconds. So if I do this, right, and then go here, it doesn't seem to do anything. Two, three, and no. This port document.dispatch event, keyboard event, key down, key, where the key is a string. What if I do this whole thing then? So, but with a timeout, right? So what if I do something like wait 3000, and then we'll do that whole thing with my focus actually on this window. I was hoping... Wait, okay, let's do this again, but I'm actually... So it still doesn't freaking trigger the key event? What the hell, man? So we have key down. Man, and we're doing it so many different ways already. Oh, wait, this doesn't work. See the special key like tab does get pressed, but we don't see the actual result tab press would have. These events for active element as well as global document object both, yada yada yada. So these are all people, these are all non-answers, in other words. This particular event target element. Element like this. However, the dispatch event might not update the input field value and it might not trigger behavior that regular keyboard, likely because of the event is trusted property, which I don't know if there's a way to get around. Okay, so that's not useful. React change input and force update from console. So this could be a showstopper actually. Because in React, it's likely that they basically don't expect you to ever interact with the input, right? So they might be capturing events elsewhere and then just fill in the input as almost like a variable, as a placeholder, but they might never actually read from it. And there might be no way of telling the app, hey, by the way, that has changed, right? So the app would have its own internal state, and it actually just writes to the input field. It never reads from it. Unless there's an onChange handler. So what if... Okay, so what if we do something like this, right? We'll wait a couple of seconds, or just a second to give me enough time to click. Then we select, what was it? It was this. Right, so it was the first one of these. So this is the element, right? We'll do input dot value equals ABC. Then we'll wait another 100 milliseconds. And then can we just trigger onChange? Or we'll dispatch an onChange event. Do we have some example code for that? Change. A change keyboard event seems a bit strange, but maybe. Okay. I'll just pass that in here. This is a little bit of hassle. What if I do this? New keyboard event, change. Attributes. God. Let's try this. Man, it's to this day, it's still such a pain in the butt to programmatically interact with the browser. You'd think by now that would be a solved problem. That would be a two-way street, but no. All right. I don't think for change we actually care to. We don't need to include all of that stuff, right? We just want to tell that things have changed. And we just dispatch a change event here. So if I do this, now the value should have changed here, but apparently it has not. All right, so and then we'll change that. Nope, wrong key. Like that. So we're not looking at the right thing. So the first one here should be that one. And it's not the actual input element. I'm an idiot. All right, let's try it again. Okay, now that filled it in. But until I'm actually triggering a key event in here, it doesn't update. I don't think links go through on YouTube or Twitch. I don't even see it on like the admin interface. There's a link on my channel. I probably don't see it. No, I don't see it. Event input bubbles true. Set value dot set. Only process the change on elements we know have a value setter in their constructor. Trying to make a timer that automatically into text in some form input fill. Problem is this form is using React and I can't directly change the value since it doesn't set the React state. How can I enter my desired data into these React components in my template microscript? Answer to this helped me out a lot. Trigger input change. If elements that we know have a value setter in their constructor. I guess we can have a look if this actually has a value setter. That'll be actually interesting to know. I haven't even considered that. That's even another level of complexity. And does this pop below the bottom of the stream? Yes, I believe it does. My apologies. I don't know when that maximized. We gotta go till here and no further. So if I look at this thing and at the constructor, this gives us an input index of. Oh, okay, it just checks. That's that. All right. Get. Okay. So then if I do this of the prototype value, okay, that gets us the getter and the setter. Okay. And then we just call it, huh? Thanks, Mark. That might be what we're looking for. Well done. Awesome. Well, let's not speak too soon, right? So this would be the setter. I'm still thinking that I'm likely to need to actually be focused on the page, but that in the final application won't actually be a problem. So this would be our element, right? So we can do this proto value set. That gets us the setter. This will get us the event. Input bubbles true with unnecessary spacing. And then we'll just call set value.call test. And then element.dispatch event input. Well, let's see. Is this the magic formula? Mark, you did it. You are a genius. It was not complicated at all. All right, so we have, wait, do click, go section. We're now going to add we're going to add enter text. This is going to be elem text. And it's going to basically do just this, right? Text, dispatch event. Bada bing, bada boom, all done. So, whew, process cages. So the cages. Oh, let me go back to where we were. The cage. So for the things like solution, I mean, I can initially I could just do insert the solution and whatnot, but I'd like to implement all of the different things. So I don't even remember what were we doing. Let me just. So we got here. Okay. So we now should be able to say enter text. And the input value should be this. And I think we can just do this. Because it's the first one, right? So we can do this. And we can do, like a little something like do. Something like that, right? And we can just do this. Ah, an itch, and it's in a place that I'm afraid I'm going to dislocate my shoulder if I try to reach it. All right. And the text would be cage.value. Basically. And then we need to do this once for each one, right? So we'll do go section cages. Wait, In fact, let's just, if we're changing section, let's just wait 100 milliseconds. I think that's fair. Right? And after every click, let's wait, let's wait 10 milliseconds. So we don't have to kind of add these in. And then 50 milliseconds probably enough. And then after entering text, we'll also wait a default of 50 milliseconds, 10 milliseconds. Let's do it 50. No, let's do 10. So now we should be able to do click, add, and then we'll add the value. And that should create these cages. So if I refresh this now, right, and then I go here, paste the script, it'll await is only async await. Async await. Did you say something?
No.
Await is only valid. I think we should be everywhere here in an async. What's the word? Asynchronous context, right? Do click. Oh, is this? No. Oh, all right. We gotta turn that into a regular thingamajig. Regular for loop. All right. And look at that. Now we should be able to do these asynchronously. Okay. Selector is not defined. So. Selector. You know what? I'm breaking my own rules about not being lazy with variable names. Let's not be lazy with variable names. Them's the rules. And boom. Shoop. So this is an example of already having the solution, the title, and all those things preloaded. Let's have a look at the rest of it, right? So obviously cages with cells will need a little bit more work. Next, let's do the actually entering the cells themselves. Actually have to click on these things, and I don't know how easy that'll be. Well, great. So if I click on one, it'll select it. Okay, so we need to manipulate this selection state. Okay. Query selector. This is going to take longer than I thought. But a lot of people have been asking for this. It's been an ongoing issue. So if I can solve it, hopefully it'll save me time in terms of people just reporting the same things over and over and over. All right. So we have rows. Let's just get the first row. Actually, no, let's just do something like dot cell. Better even, yeah. We can just do dot cell. Okay, so instead of doing this, we're just gonna do click. CSS selector nth element. I think I should be able to just nth of type, right? Nth of type. Nth of type. Can I just create selector all? Can I just select specifically a particular thing? So, for example, is this separated with a colon or with a full stop? Colon. So if I do nth of type 1, 2, no. Select nth child, nth call nth last of type, only child, only of type, optional, nth child. Takes a single as a pattern for matching elements. Indices or list of sorting are one based. Complex selector list, yada yada yada. A n plus b. A is an integer step size. Integer offset. All non starting from 0 is all starting from 0. N. A n plus whose numeric position in a series of siblings matches the pattern a n plus b for every positive integer of or 0 value of n. So an of b, can I see an example of that? 2n plus 1. 2n plus 1. N is an error. 2n plus 1n plus 0. Is that what I'm looking for? So is it 1n plus 0? 10n plus 0, 2n, 3n, 4n, 1n plus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 0, 1, 2, 3, 1n plus 1. What about 0n plus 0 plus 1? Plus 2, plus 3, plus 4, plus 5, plus 6, plus 7, plus 8. That's so strange. 0, 1n plus 0, 2n, 3n. So that's like every second, right? But I want just one of them with a certain offset, and I thought the plus is the offset. Is an integer offset. Candidate is an plus 1 element of a list. An must both have integer values. So 0 should work, right? So nth, whoops, child. So for example, if I say dot puzzle, right, nth child, dot puzzle. We'll figure something out. This is not important. What am I wasting my time on? Do click if I'll just do that, right? We can just do this. Right. This makes sense to everybody, right? So we'll do a click on pre-selector all cell 0, like that. That should be it. Much easier. Ooh, this might work. If this works, oh my god. Okay, now the problem is I'm pressing numbers, and until I pressed here, the number didn't work. So now we're back to having to dispatch key presses, and if the secure key press thing doesn't work, we have a bit of a problem. And I'm guessing here he really is, because there's no keypad or anything like that, right? Unless, what if we refresh, we go play, to do something like this, and then we go to edit. Yeah, it wipes it. Let's see. So we have a cell here. It's got cell border stuff. And then it's got this cell inner, cell given. Cell value given, right? Cell inner border, cell inner. So if there's no given, it doesn't exist. Now the problem is, me generating this span React isn't gonna care about that. So we're falling back to having to fire a keyboard event, and I believe there might be a browser security issue with that. Now, I don't know if a TemperMonkey script can circumvent that. An extension might be able to. TemperMonkey dispatch key event to React. Fill input elements built with React. Similar click in React app use a TemperMonkey keyboard event from React ref. No, I don't have any refs. Refs don't make sense here. I mean, the digits are almost the least. I mean, obviously, putting them in might be nice. But if that's the one thing I can solve, it's actually not the worst thing in the world, because a lot of the puzzles don't actually have a lot of digits, right? Now, this puzzle doesn't have any lines in it, so let's quickly... why are you telling me this now? That doesn't make sense. So if we grab this, it might be a little longer, which might be a bit of a pain in the butt. Yeah. We'll do const f pos to. What was the I'm just gonna do it manually, right? I really need to consistently apply the new extension. So this is the fpuzzles data going in, and this is the CTC data going out, except I don't actually want the CTC, I don't want it like this, I want it as a JSON, right? So if I do this, that should do the trick, right? 2 braces, bada bing, bada boom. Nope, we'll do it here. Boom, okay. Right, and we can do something up here. Right, like that. And we don't pet the puzzle. We let it be. Put that down here. Then we go back to here. Do this. Yeah, so for example, this doesn't have cages. Yeah. No, it does have cages. Oh yeah, because I'm not processing the cages right now. All right. So we'll probably get rid of that. Probably do something like process lines, right? We'll do as much as we can, and then, I mean, it's always an improvement over what they currently have. The only difference is they're going to have to press a button and then paste a thing in there. So, lines. And this now will try to do something for horns. Dispatch event. Trigger to click go section. Go section. Lines. Which part of this didn't you like? Cages is not defined. Lines. Dot length. Let's make sure this works from startup. All right, sweet. Okay. So now we basically have to do the same thing. So instead of do click here, we're going to do enter text, go section. We'll do const add new. So I believe that is always going to be the same thing, right? It'll be this. Do click yada yada. All right, and we'll do the same thing for the lines. We'll wait for add new. So we'll press that, right? No. I think the waypoints we can do with these we can do. So anything with clicks and such we can manage, right? So we should be able to press the button. The numbers we should be able to enter. Okay, so let's first of all not do all of the lines. We'll do something like that. The color, let's start with the waypoints. That's kind of the important one, right? So for the waypoints, we want to select this button. Positions button add. So we'll have an add new, and then we'll do a click here. Right, for this whole thing. So if I do, okay, so there will be one waypoint plus. Do I have to press the button twice? That's a little weird. Well, okay, let's do it one at a time. So we should be able to press this add button. And then we should send our text input to these guys. Because I have to make sure I send it to the right one. Okay. And we'll have this. Something like this. So it'll be this and this. Something like this. Yeah, this project I thought I was going to put together quickly today. That is not going to happen, unfortunately. And we have our waypoints. So line.waypoints. And we'll have to splicey this as well. Let's change these to L's so we can nest them more easily. And we'll do the same thing with waypoints. So we'll do waypoints line dot waypoints for that, and then we'll do a key here. Like that. So we'll do this to add the line. No, this to add the waypoint. And then this to test. Well, we might as well do an enter text here. So this will be the selector for the enter text. And then the value should be waypoints. I'm guessing that's an area of error. Let's try that. Let's move the, oh my god, so much stuff. Let's move this to above this. Boom. And refresh, clear everything. And do this. Can read properties of, no, reading dispatch event. Okay, so we have a waypoint, we have an input, we have an enter text call, we have a do click here, process lines, do click. So it's entered this, okay. We probably need to figure out the numbering here for the selectors, right? Okay, but it's now looping around to the next thing. All right, so that's the problem. Okay, so first of all, we'll do this. We'll do... Wait a second. We were just testing something and we figured out we can easily grab multiple items, right? Was it this one? I don't remember anymore now. But this dollar should do a query select all here. And then this should do this. And then we'll should do if array.is array lm equals lm0. Something like that. Oh no, don't say that. You like to live dangerously, right? So now we should be able to grab input 0 here and input 1 here. And that should give us the rows and columns for the waypoints, or not. It's not a function. Reject it. All right, I definitely got this wrong. If selector is string, we do a query selector all. Otherwise, we pass selector through. If element is an array, we get the first element out of the array. So that should be it. What's wrong, buddy? Node list. Oh, because it's not an array. We'll make it an array. If oh my god. Should have a length property. Come on, please give me a length property at least. Okay. So, I think we can get rid of that for a sec here. Although I'll probably need it right again. Right back. So, we have a waypoint. We've got a promise pending. Where does this come from? Okay, that's from the... No, doesn't make sense. Anyway, we have a waypoint. That one got added. Rows, columns, right? New row, new column. 0.5, 1.5, new row, new column. Why did they get flipped? Oh, it probably overwrote those after this one because it didn't press this little check button. So let's figure out this check button. Okay, so this is just another button we gotta press. After all of this, we gotta press this confirm button. All right, at least it has a label that we can hook into. I shouldn't complain because that's a bit of a luxury, actually. Okay, refresh. Excuse me, I'm gonna sneeze. All right, we survived that one. Barely. Oh, look at that, we've got a line. So, this was a line with two waypoints, and I think it's on the right location. So, wait. And it moved on to the next one, so that worked. What other properties we have? We have a thickness. So thickness we can do. We can click plus and minus. The color might be a little tricky. Although, maybe we just need to find the button. And translate. Oh, geez. And we need to translate. Oh, I don't think it can. Okay, so what we'll want to do is we'll want... that's going to be annoying, but basically what we want to do is we want to find the closest matching color. So if I do something like this, it's obviously a class. And document.query selector all. That gets us 10. And let's just do one. Actually, let's not even do the waypoints, right? Let's just do this. Let colors equal. And the waypoint color is in hex, so that's going to be annoying. We're going to split that. So we're going to do something like this. Match. And yeah, I know there's different ways of specifying it. So I'm just going to, for now, I'm just going to do the double hex style. Yeah, so we're just going to do that, right? Let RGB. I'm just going to be super optimistic here for now. So line dot line dot color dot match, and we'll just put the match into M, or we'll just blow this like that. RGB. These will be hex, so we're gonna output them twice. I'm gonna R equals dot parse int R16, and we'll do that for G and B as well. And then we'll wrap, once this is done, we'll just wrap it up nicely into its own little function. So that should decode the RGB. Now, these colors elements themselves, they have a style, and the style, thankfully, has the background color, right? So what we can do is colors.forEach console.log. Should be able to do something like lm, but also lm.style.background color. And then all we need to do is, and all is in big air quotes, big, heavy, ugly air quotes, is to match, pull out these, match them up to the other ones, find the closest one. Hey, easy peasy beautiful, right? So we're gonna do something here. It's gonna be very similar to this. And that's gonna be RGB. And this is going to be now a digit. Then opening and a closing brace. And then we'll have comma, white space, more digits, comma, white space, more digits. And then this is gonna be RGB. Let's see. Didn't like that. It didn't like that. Let's output that again. I should have tested my regex. So if I do this like that, and I'll match it against this thing here, will it make sense? I don't know. Okay, this does make sense. Except I'm looking at this instead of this. I'm looking at line color again. RGB. Now we want to just parse in these as well. Like that. lm.style.background color .match. Did I strip something off here? No. No, I'm not. I'm not stripping anything off. Why does it not like me? Null. Is there an element here? It doesn't have a style. Ah. There is. If not return. So there is one that doesn't have a color. Is that just a transparent one? Probably. Okay. All right, so let's do some quick helper functions, and then I'll probably gonna call it a day soon. It's getting late, and I think there'll be food intake happening eventually. So we'll do a const parse hex, and we're just gonna like secure this a little bit. So hex. Oop. We'll just do something like this. Hex. Just to force it to a string. And make sure this is an array. Something like that. And then we'll just return these. And we'll hex parse them as well while we're here. And then we'll do this. Do something like this. Line.color. Like that. That should do the trick. And then we'll do a parse CSS RGB. CSS RGB. And that's basically going to be this bitty here. Boom. So we'll make sure that's a string. Ooh. That jumped around a little. So that'll be a string. And then this will be an array for sure. Then we'll parse it and we'll return it. And we'll do this, right? Style. So it'll be just this and this. And none of that. Or that. Or that. Or that. Let's see if that works. Element is not defined. Element is not defined. Element is not defined. Oh. Okay. All right. So that's our RGBs here. This is NaN. Okay. Can I? Or empty array. Empty array. If R equals undefined, turn like that. So then instead of RGBs, we should just get undefined for the whole thing. I don't know if that's more helpful than some like a 000 color or something. We'll deal with that when we get to it. If R equals undefined, not equals undefined. That wouldn't be useful otherwise. Okay. All right. So next step is put this somewhere. Let RGB1 equals boom, right? Boom, RGB1. Then we'll do let RGB2 equals this. Like that. Output it. If not RGB2, continue. Skip the bad ones. And then we'll do a root mean square thingamajig, right? So diff would be RGB1. Oh, geez. Well, mark a function. Const RGB diff. RGB1, RGB2. So root means square. We need to, so we'll take a square root, math.sqrt. Mean square, so that's the average of the squares of the errors, right? So RGB1, 0. The average of the errors, so we'll subtract one from the other. 2 minus RGB1, math.pow. This 2 performance not an issue here, so I'm just gonna do it like this. So that's our squared mean would be divided by 3. But plus divided by 3. And then the root. Like that. Right? I think that's all we need. And we can probably do this. So we can do an RGB diff here between RGB1 and RGB2. And this should mean the smaller that value, the closer the colors. Nope. Beep, beep, beep. No surrounding iteration statements. I probably misplaced some braces. Nope. RGB diff. RGB1, RGB2. For each. Oh, return. This isn't like a proper for loop, right? Chat message. I don't know, but I'm still asked something, but I'm streaming right now. So we have RGB differences here. The smallest, so I don't even know what color we're looking for. I think it's this puzzle, right? So the color will be green. So it'll say, for example, here, this one is probably the closest. So that's probably the green. Okay, so let's find the smallest difference. Diff equals this, right? Let min diff equals number dot, what do we do? Large max safe integer. Max safe integer min diff closest color. All right. Actually, what we're gonna do is we probably going to map these. We're just gonna do something like color elements, right? And then we'll just do let colors. No, this is fine. This is fine. This is fine. Closest color element. Yeah, this is fine. So if diff is smaller than min diff equals diff, and closest color equals element. Boom. And then at the end, we can just output closest color. We can do this. And we can even do color elements dot index of, just to give us a little bit of a indicator of which of the elements, just for testing now. It's probably more useful than the element itself. In color elements, we probably want to make this an array for that to work properly. Index of does not work on node lists, for example. Just learned that just now, this very second. Okay, closest color is number 4. And that's that green. All right, so then we probably just want to click it. We probably just want to click it. And we probably want to rename that. Like that, like that, like that, like that, like that. And nope. Okay, probably the mess of lines doesn't help. So, yeah. So this shouldn't happen after waypoints. So let's do the waypoints first before we hit this break. Add new. We'll do color. And then here we do waypoints. Right. And let's try that again. All right, green line. There we go. This is actually a more complex item. And we probably, you know, want to simplify this code a little, do some error checking, yada, 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 but it's a start. I'm not sure if I'm... No. Okay, so let's do all of the lines. So they should all do colors and waypoints now. Reload from scratch, put this in, bada bing, bada boom, bada bing, bada boom. Okay. So it is drawing lines for the little arrows. But, you know, that's a start. Let's see. We probably have lines, 38 lines. So it is actually drawing. Okay, so the thickness is the next thing. The thickness is the next important thing. Now, the problem with the thickness one is basically we have to press this button until this number matches the other number. So we probably want to go back to this one, right? Ooh, no, and not save it. I think I'll do the thickness one, and then that'll be it for today. Okay. And we probably can reduce some of those timers. But it kind of looks cool as well, right? So line.thickness. So the first step is to read the current thickness, right? So we probably can just look at this thing. Oop, nope, clear. We'll do this one. All right, there's only one. And if I look at it, dot text content. All right, all right, all right. Let current thickness equals parse int this, basically. I think I can just do this, I think. Why is it complaining here? Yeah. So then we'll have current thickness and we'll have target thickness. Line dot thickness. And then we'll basically just output these two, and eventually we'll press the right buttons to change it. Input button, plus minus input button, plus minus input button, plus minus input. So if I do this, get rid of that, plus minus input, plus minus input button, plus minus input button. So that gets us 2. Okay. If target thickness is smaller than current thickness, right, do click this. If target thickness is smaller, we want to press the first one. Else, if target thickness is greater, no, if target thickness is smaller, we want to press the right one. We want to ambiguify it. We want to do this, right? And what does it look like? I think we need to refresh here. It went towards 4. It wants to reach 16. Why did it go towards 4 when we're trying to reach 16? If target thickness is greater than current thickness, we'll press, if target thickness is greater, we'll press the left. I exactly did it the wrong way around. All right. So really what we want to do is while target thickness is smaller than current thickness, we'll do a do click and then we'll update current thickness. And then we'll do the same thing. It's greater. What about the other one? And then at the very end, we'll output current thickness again. Let's see. Let's see if that works. 16. Now... Oh, okay, that's quite a fat one, actually. All right. All right. It's outputting do click here. Is that on purpose? Nope, we don't want that. All right. So let's get rid of that. And we'll just do something like thickness. %s to %s. And then we'll just do this. Boom. And now, let's do it for all the lines. 38, right? It's going to be quite the mess, I foresee. Okay. These little lines, I'm a little concerned about those. I mean, they're obviously represent... Oh, no. They're these guys, right? But there's something not quite right about them. So these fractional values... Row 3, 4, 3, 6, 4, 8, 9, 3, 4, 2, 4, 3, 4, 3, 6, 3, 6. Column. This doesn't make sense, right? 2 points are in the same row. Okay, so this is like the... All right, let's focus on just some of those lines. So 10 onwards, right? We'll do lines equals lines dot slice 11, 12, something like that. So that should get us one line. Nope. Where did I end up? It should give us just one line from that area, from that region. Like one of those little triangular guys, right? Okay, so waypoints. What do the waypoints read? 1.06, 1.4. So what I think is happening is because the buttons are moving, it's adding new items, but it's not entering the text in the right input boxes. Right, so if I look at something like this, at this stage, for example, right? Right, so now there's 8 of them. And we want the last 2, not the first 2. All right, so let RC inputs equals boom. And then we'll do RC inputs dot length minus 2. And then this one, RC inputs dot length minus 1. And that should basically always input in the last 2 elements. And I think that looks correct. Sweet. So if we do this again for all of them, You know what? That's some progress. I feel like we've gotten pretty far. Bada bing, bada boom. That's not bad. So the main things missing is obviously... So with this, we should be able to do most of the main features. Like these circles and stuff, we should be able to do all of those. Because I think we can all do those with just text entry and clicking. The hard part are the given digits. And maybe board resizing, like for full penpa support. But other than that, I think like these should all just work. There shouldn't be a problem. It's a pity about the frickin' given digits. That seems to be the only thing that I can't type in. Because of that stupid security. Key event to React security issue. Like, if any of you guys can find a solution to that, that would be great. Like, everybody seems to think it should work, but it just doesn't. Is this related to React though? Google Docs this particular event with user script. Because this doesn't seem to work for me. So what do we have here? We have create event. We have key press, key code 105. So let's say 1.char code at 0. So 49, all right. Or 40, let's call it 50. Button.dispatch event. So it does want to dispatch it, but I want to kind of dispatch it to the document, right? So if I do set timeout, and wait 2 seconds. Let me just output these things. Just so I have feedback when the timeout triggered. Timeout. There's a letter missing, isn't there? So if I put this here and then click here, key code 50. Nada. Nada. Now, maybe I need to kind of do more than just clicking on it. I'm pretty sure key events are done on the root document though. By key press. Maybe it's not key press. Maybe it's key down. The thing is, there could be this weird security thing, and it might not even let me know about it. Nope. Type text. Yeah, no, that one worked. Thanks for that, Mark. That really was helpful. We're so close. We still need to, for that one functionality, we need to put in the key presses directly. Key down, yada yada, Chrome embedded. Fill in the text box. Why? It's not filling the text box. Trigger, key press, jQuery. Brr. Key down. Key down. Key 1. And that's the same thing, right? Nope. Nope, don't work. Anything else? Init keyboard event. Chrome IE. Init keyboard event. I mean, it does submit a key up for my area. Want to interact, just put key simulation on the... Okay, let's see. What does that look like? So, we have a keyboard event. Now the init thing is what wasn't happening before. Let's key up. What's the difference? Document.default view. Init keyboard event. Okay. Don't know what these are for. Okay, then a dispatch event. I think I'm just going to try this on document. Key up, but we probably want to do key down as well. Maybe I was barking up the wrong event. Nope. All right. Key down, key up, dispatch to document. Don't have a target. I haven't actually looked anything up about this thing yet. Deprecated. This is no longer recommended. Some browsers might still support it. It's already been removed from the relevant wrap standards. May be in the process of being dropped. May only be kept for compatibility purposes. Avoid using it and update this and yada yada yada. Method initialized the attribute of a keyboard event object. This method was introduced draft, but deprecated in new draft yada yada. Since implementing this method as experimental broke existing web apps. Ugh. Should use construct instead of this if it's available. Okay. Init key event. All right, keyboard event constructor instead. Type options. Full support. Keyboard event. User's keyboard layout. So presses the key at the Y position. Okay, instant methods. So all this stuff is out of date. Hey, Poochie. Hey, Toby. Toby's here. Yeah, I think this is going to take some more research. This must be doable. Come on. I mean, to be fair, I've not been able to do this in the past. So maybe it's not doable. And I'd have to mess around with a bunch of... because maybe it's on the window, maybe it's on the document. There's a key down here. There's an input. There's a key up. Now they're all implemented by React, right? Ah, wait a second. What if we go here? Will this be less minified? Key down. Or is this also minified? No. Flush discrete updates if you need discrete updates. Because of course, React kind of handles lots of things at a low level before it ever gets to the user content, the user code. So it would be very hard to tell actually where, just because it's handling particular events doesn't necessarily mean, oh, well, I was going to say it doesn't particularly mean that that's how the event happens. But for example, if I remove it, that still works, right? If I remove it, now it doesn't work anymore. So that tells me key down on the body. Documents.body. So what if I dispatch a key down event on the body? So let's see. Document.body key down event, key down, key 1. Now, the other thing we want to do is we want to do a add event listener. Add event listener, key down, event on console.log event, because that should show us how the event actually comes through when we're pressing 1. right? So this basically is... Now the thing is, it has its trusted flag, and that is maybe the Ooh. No, but it's key 1. The thing is, I don't know if any of this other stuff is important, right? So, look, JSON.stringify. Can we do this? If I do this and press a 2. So that's the only thing that goes through. Copy object, can I? Well, trust us. Important. Key 1, code digit 1, key code 49. Don't know about the other stuff. Shall we just try this? So if I do this, right? That should... Okay, do it again. Is trusted becomes false. So we have an issue here with keyboard event is trusted. We found that it's not possible to set is trusted true, but depending on your need, a potential solution would be to create a local override in DevTools and remove the conditional in code for the script. This will tell Chrome to use your version with is trusted check removed instead of the site's JS file. I wonder if another... The problem is I don't think you can access these event handlers from code. Ooh. Would this actually work? Because you'd think the is trusted flag matters before it hits the event itself, not afterwards. So if this works, I'd be very surprised. Huh. I mean, this works good enough for me. There's another function here somewhere. Okay, so if we do this, go back here. We'll do this, select here. All right. Args to work guard. Okay. Well, we can at least look at a bunch of stuff. React mouse move. We don't need to patch everything though. Let's move. React mouse move. Oh, I need to press a key, right? So, this fires a React down event. Is trusted is true. Args to key down event function false. So patched arguments, add event listener. Why is it labeled React key down? That is so strange. Okay, let's try this again. Okay. Let's try it in this one, actually. To wait 2 seconds. I think I messed it up somehow. Let's output this. One, two, dispatch. Nothing. Press 1. Nothing. Why does this work on the local version but not on the remote version? 1, 2. Press a button. So I can hook the event listener. Oh, because I'd have to do it early. So that's something I could do, potentially do with an extension. I'd have to do it much, much earlier. It's strange though that it works here. Because you'd think by then the event listeners would already long have been attached. This is a bit funky though. So I'm gonna dispatch a React key down event. Just, you know. And I'm also gonna listen to a React key down event. I don't know what it is, but I'm curious now. So we'll do that. We'll do that, and we'll select that. So they both fire. But only one of them fires here. Oh, because I manually fired this one. All right. This is a bit... It's a little strange. Yeah, I can't use Puppeteer for this. Alright, so what's the thing? Is read-only property advanced interface building values true when the event was generated by user action, false when the event was created or modified by a script. Enter dispatch event. The question is, does React not accept non-is-trusted keyboard event? I mean, there's no reason for it. And maybe I'm completely barking up the wrong tree, right? Be nice if I... Anyway, I'll have to dig into this a little bit more. But for today, I'm happy with the progress we've made. So just to remind ourselves, this is what happens right now when I paste this code in here with some fpuzzle data, and it draws all the lines, right? It enters the cages. So this... It's not entering the cages because I removed that again. So let's do the cages as well. So it will create cages and lines. And if we look at the cages, these are not correct because I changed some things. All right, let's fix those. Make sure the stuff is working, right? Enter text, input value. Wait a second. Do this again. Can read properties undefined reading a set. Enter text. So enter text here. Element. I think I need to change how this works. If element I think I'm gonna do like a little helper thing. So first of all, these can go up. And then here we're gonna have a const get lm. And it's basically just gonna do those two lines here. And then I can just wrap that, right? I'll have to do that. We could do that there. So we have do click. We have enter text. I don't know what else. But now, okay, refresh, put that in, boom. We've got a solution, rules, yada, yada, yada. All right. It doesn't actually do killer cage cells yet, but that should be doable with the interface similar to the lines. Clear that. Nope. Clear that. And boom, 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 blah, bing. Bada bing, bada boom. All right. And let's get rid of some of that spammy logging as well. To figure out where I'm going to put this, this needs to go in a separate repo. All right, so we've got line thicknesses sorted. Got the colors. I think that's all there is to lines, actually. So, good start, I think. All right, arrows should be very similar. Underlays, overlays should be fairly similar as well. Just a few extra properties, I suppose. Click two things, match two colors. We probably will wrap the color selection mechanism there. Or maybe we can... Yeah, we can probably let's just wrap this quickly. So we'll do something like const pick closest color. And we'll have two... We'll have we'll have what we're gonna do RGB, and we'll probably have to do a list of color elements, right? So color elements. We'll do something like that. So then we'll do pick closest color down here. Wait, pick closest color. And it'll be async here. I have to remember to await all of these because they are async and they might have their own little delays and whatnot in them. And then, yeah, do this, await, pick closest color. So it's just gonna be this and these. And we'll probably do this as well. It'll be just RGB at 1, RGB1 here. You do get rid of that. So this will basically be RGB1 and then color elements. And then we can just get rid of these two. And I think we'll throw in a few awaits here and there. I think that should be the same code, right? Refresh, clear, and boop. Bing, 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 bing. Boop. All right. And then we can probably shorten some of the wait times. The little lines, I think it's pressing the buttons that's a bit slowish. So do click. We probably can do this like 5. Where else was I? I think that's the only time where we're actually waiting. I mean, 10 milliseconds is too long, but if you do, 100 things with 2 button presses each or whatever, it does add up. Bada bing, bada boom. All right. It's a start. It's a start. That's it for today. We'll finish that soon. Just a quick recap of what's going on right now. I'm still working hard on finishing the release of the mobile app, so that's still my priority. And it's mostly done. It's really just like some polishing, a lot of testing, and unfortunately, I like to test things properly. So it's something I hate cutting corners on, but eventually I'm going to have to release it. But I'm going to start sending it out to testers soon. So if you haven't signed up yet, send me a PM on Discord or whatnot, and I'll send you the link for the tester sign-up form. And the other major things I'm working on, there's some updates I'm doing, like there's some secondary services like an API, like I'm working on a puzzle database to store puzzles in, and will help me do some things to improve interoperability between the different formats. Some documentation tasks. I'm starting a wiki to like write up how the formats work and how they're converted into each other and things like that. And it's a bit of a public resource as well. There is also the Patreon feature that the patrons voted on. I need to process those and get started on that. So sorry about that for the delay. That's also very high on my attention list. Yeah, check out the Patreon if you can and want to support me under patreon.com/SvenCodes. Link in the app as well. And there's a whole bunch of stuff. There's something I'm working on with some of the other bigger setters with number 9. There's a bit of experimentation I'm doing. Let me see if I have this handy. Maybe I can. I don't actually know if sound will play the way it's set up right now, but let's see. For example, just a little bit of fun. If I play this.
Normal Sudoku rules apply.
Draw 9 non-overlapping 3x3 boxes and place
I
the
hope that's
digits
coming
1
through.
9 once each in every box.
Digits cannot repeat in a row or column.
Cells outside the boxes should remain empty.
Digits within a cage must sum to the given total.
Orthogonally adjacent digits can never be consecutive.
Be in a 1:2 ratio, sum to 5 or sum to 10.
Recognize some of those people? Yeah, I'm messing around with some AI voice stuff. I'd love to be able to integrate that with the app in the future for like hints and just, having Simon read out the puzzle for you or Mark or whatnot. Would be nice. That's it for now. Thanks for hanging out. Always appreciate it. And I'll catch you guys in the next one.